So this is Prigozhin. He is the leader of the Wagner mercenary group that has been involved in a number of countries. I have a hard time understanding what's really going on with this group. It looks like it's, from what I can tell, it's really more a way for him to make money by taking quote disposable people, prisoners, or whatever else he can get from other places and throwing them into front lines for other countries. Having said that, if that's the case, I don't know why he'd be so worried about the death of a whole bunch of Wagnerites, but he appears to be, and he appears to be taking a lot of this very personally for someone that, in my view, really doesn't care. So I'm curious to understand that a bit more. But this came out a couple days ago. He has been increasingly feuding with the Russian government. He started making some allegations that they were unprepared for this war and incapable of actually prosecuting the war, which is a big shock, and then that they had been lying about it to their own people and that the Russian commanders were completely incompetent, and all sorts of allegations that he's been getting away with because he's reasonably close to Putin and he never criticized Putin directly. Then he put this out yesterday. I believe this was yesterday, which is as damning an indictment anyone has ever levied against the Russian government and lived to talk about. So let's place this one out.
Two agendas are being formed, one on the ground, the other on the president's desk. That's why we hear day in and day out about 60 leopards destroyed, about 3,000 enemy soldiers killed. When you destroy a leopard, you launch a drone and shoot the scene with a burned tank. The videos, which were widely distributed in the media, are the only time when Ukrainians ran into our aviation. The aircraft were higher in advance, and then the infantrymen attacked, and what was destroyed was 2 leopards, plus 1 T-72 tank, plus several Bradleys. All this is shown from different angles. No one destroyed 60 leopards. This is total nonsense. Shoigu leaves according to the principle that to be believed, the lie must be monstrous. And that's why deceptions happen. 2 realities on the ground. As for today, the Russian army is retreating in the Zaporizhia and Kherson directions. The armed forces of Ukraine are pushing through the Russian army. We wash our face with blood. Nobody gives reserves. There is no control. There are still hysterics, in which the chief of the general staff screams after a glass of vodka, like a marketplace woman, like a pig, at the phone, demanding to return the positions. And all the commander can do is report that the position is regained and draw a red stripe on the map, several kilometers north of where it actually is today. Therefore, what we are being told is a profound deception. And we will face the fact only when, as was the case on Krasny Liman, as was the case in Kherson, as was the case in many other places, a bunch of these scum, realizing that they have already lost a huge piece of territory, gather and declare that they have regrouped the more advantageous positions. The same thing is happening in Bakhmut. The enemy is getting deeper, deeper and deeper into our defenses. The enemy saves his soldiers. The enemy saves his equipment. All that the enemy doesn't save is ammunition, and that's why our soldiers die and leave with injuries. Every wounded soldier won't pick up a gun tomorrow. Time is rapidly collapsing.
All right, and that continues for some length, but that is astonishingly critical and honest. It's very critical of how Russia's been conducting this war, and does the one thing you're never supposed to do, which is points out the propaganda, points out that no, it wasn't 70 Panzers, it was 2, taken from any number of angles, and stunning to hear this. Again, this also, in my mind, kind of indicts him further, because He strikes me as a very smart man, which means he's known all of this from the beginning. I don't think that he's just pissed now because they've turned on him. This isn't, he's not he's not grown a conscience here. None of this is new. So he posted this on Telegram, and somebody pointed out in the live chat it's accurate. He's not getting a lot of play in the Russian media, but anyone who has access to Telegram